Hi, welcome back to Waxing On. It's Wednesday, and today, classic rock. I pulled an album out from the early 1980s. This was an album, I'd only bought one album by this band. It was their third album, but it's the one that produced one of the biggest hits for them. It was a very unusual kind of group, but times were changing in 1980. The album we're talking about is called Freedom of Choice. The band, Devo. American band. They put out two albums before this, but this is the one that seemed to click. I'm going to call it the breakout album, only because it had the biggest hit, and probably one that people still recognize, and it still gets some airplay. The hit, of course, is Whip It. I'm sure everybody out there knows it. You can sing along with it, sing along with the chorus almost anyways. And it was considered kind of like synthetic pop or synth pop. It very danceable. It was different from what we'd heard before. Not quite like Gary Newman. It's a little more poppy based and a little more accessible for some people, but it was in that kind of vein. Now, who we had on here, we've got some brothers, band led by the Mothersbaugh brothers, Mark and Bob. We got Gerald and Bob. It's either Cassell or Casselli. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And Alan Myers as well, sitting in with the band. So, five-piece band, a lot of synthesizers, guitars, and again, it was a band that had been around for a while. Actually, they're still around, if you can believe. I was on their website, and they're still touring. They're over in Europe, so still catching on. Myself, I just bought the one album. The hit kind of won me over, so for me, it was Freedom of Choice. Get a little bigger shot there so you can see it. Now, what other tunes are on the album? Maybe some of these will sound familiar to you. Girl You Want, It's Not Right, Whip It, of course, Snowball, Tono Love, Freedom of Choice. We got Gates of Steel, Cold War, Don't Know You, That's Pep, Mr. B's Ballroom, and we wrap it up with Planet Earth. Produced by Devo, so self-produced album. They got pretty much the sound they wanted to have. They got an album out that they were hoping for. It was, again, released in 1980. And just sure, it was one of those ones that didn't come with a lot. Again, not a lot of detail. I got the plain jacket inside, so no real breakdown of what's there. Go back, I can now, and look on Google, look on Wikipedia, and find a little information about it, but at the time, not a lot. Back at the album, basically we had the shot of the boys in the band. A couple other Devo albums there. Very stylized hats. Now, I didn't check. I mean, I went on their website. I didn't look for merchandise to see whether you can buy yourself a red Devo hat like that. Maybe you can. But the fact they're still out there performing and playing, that's really a great tribute. I mean, 40 years later. So that's it for Wednesday. It was kind of fun to pull it out. It's kind of fun to reminisce. The music is fun to listen to. I mean, fun is the word here. Fun to listen to. And again, I just didn't buy a lot of albums by them, not that I didn't like what I was hearing, but if you recall, I'm saying this is at a time when people didn't have a lot of cash to spend, and you were going to record stores, so you were at the mercy of what they decided to stock, and depending on what their sales were. It's not like it is now on the streaming networks where bands have their whole catalog up and available. So a lot of times what we were able to purchase was what the stores decided to stock in. So that's it, Wednesday, Devo, Freedom of Choice. Check it out. Bring back some memories. And I bet it'll put a smile on your face. That's it for today. We'll see you on Friday when I got a very special album. Another one of those discount bin, secondhand store finds, but this one's a monster. So come back and join us Friday. Till then, everybody take care. Stay safe. Thanks for stopping by.